All right, here we go. We're going to, from scratch, work on debugging Battleship. So currently, we're looking at something that has a failing test case. This says the ship positions is sunk, and then the first thing that goes is the ship positions, which is 0, 0, and 1, 0. And the second thing is the list of shots, which is 1, 0, 3, 0, 0, 0, 3, 1, and 2, 3. That's supposed to sink the ship. Let's double check and make sure. First, we see the first position in the ship is sunk, and then make pause and 1, 0. There's the second position in the ship is sunk. So this test should give true, but it doesn't. So let's try to make the test case simpler. So we've still got a ship with 2 posits. Let's see. How about if we make the ship have only 1 posit? Then do we expect it's going to work? Well, let's find out. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the dock where you can see it. And so let's see. This actual value false differs from true, the expected value. So this one hit ship is not getting sunk. So I'm going to now, so this good, I'm trying to simplify the problem, making a smaller test case so that it's easier to understand and fix. All right, so that's strange because the first hit sinks the ship. And then I bet you all these other shots are not necessary. So let's try getting rid of some of those shots. So we have 1 hit and then a miss. And we'll see if that one also causes the test case to fail. So we're running it, and we still see test case failure. Well, I wonder, let's just make sure that here, what if there's only 1 and it hits the ship? Then the test case should succeed, right? Yeah, so that test case did succeed. So that's a good sign. Now that means we're down to what you'd call minimum example. The test actually, well, we're working on it. Our ship has 1 posit, and there's 2 shots that are supposed, and the first shot sinks it, but somehow the second shot, the program doesn't figure out that that the ship is sunk after the first shot. So actually, this is making me a little bit suspicious. I wonder if there's another test case that we could write that's even smaller. What if the ship has no body parts at all, and then there's only 1 shot, but it's a miss? This ship, I think, should still be sunk. And we're just trying to simplify things so we know where to look for the problem. Okay, so actually we see that this ship is not sunk. That doesn't sound right. So then we start looking at the code a little more, and you realize that we're in trouble. So let's see. First of all, running out of shots. Well, the answer is false, except what if you also don't have anything in the ship? Yeah, okay, I see. So I would say that if the ship has nothing in it, the answer should be true because the empty ship is sunk, and we're going to end up with the empty ship after some recursion. So then if the shots are empty, we say false. You can only get to the check about the shots if the ship is not empty. So this will be a case where you've missed the last segment of the ship. Okay, so now how about empty the rest of the shots? So this is the last shot, and the last shot hits the ship. Well, I think this is a problem because the ship could already be sunk before the last shot is considered. So I think another problem. Oh, actually, if the ship is the problem is the ship might not be sunk, and then the last shot could hit it. So I'm thinking of something like make pause in 1-0, make pause in 2-0. So there's two things in the ship, and the first one hits. The last shot hits. That, well, this ship should not be sunk, but I think it will be considered to be sunk by this code. So we're going to run it again, take a look and see what kind of errors we get. Okay, 63. Oh, well, so this correctly gave false, but not for this reason. Okay, good. Well, we like that, actually. Okay, so if the last, actually, I'm confused about this. The rest of the shots is empty, so that should have been this case right here. Did the shot hit the ship? Did the first shot hit the ship? Oh, it looks like I wrote them in the wrong order. 1-0. Let me try that again. Now I fixed the order of the posits. Okay. Yes, we've got problems with this one. So this case here is also wrong. And then we can keep on going and we can check to see, okay, now the list is not empty, and see if we get, well, let's see what happens. Does the first shot hit the ship? Then the goal is to check to see if the rest of the ship is sunk. This doesn't look good here. This is also a problem because, look, say the first shot hit the ship. You have to take that hit segment out of the ship before you keep going. So this should be remove one, pause it. So we're going to try to remove from the ships the first of the shots. Okay. So now, logically speaking, this would make sense to remove once you get rid of the segment that has been hit. And then this else false, I think we have to do some more reading here to make sure that you can even get to this case. But watch out there as well. All right, so to review, first thing we had to do was make simpler test cases. We started out with a test case with several things in the ship and 6 shots, and shrink it down. When in the end we shrunk it down to nothing in the ship and 1 shot, or 1 thing or 2 things in the ship and 1 shot. We found several problems with the code. So I think the moral of the story here is you should think things through, plan your functions more carefully, and make sure you on paper go through the possibilities. That you should be following an outline that you get by writing an example. So I think this code probably did not come from an outline, because there's several places where it doesn't make sense. Like the last shot hits the ship, the answer is always true. That part doesn't make sense. And this part here where you continue to check to see if the ship is sunk without marking off the parts of the ship that have already been hit by the shot. Okay, so that's my example for debugging. I hope it helps you.